Hi everybody. Today I want to just talk about playing the gap. This is something fairly simple, something that a beginner can grasp, and it's quite profitable. You can make 2 to 8% on a daily trade. If you make 2 to 8% every day, you can double your money in 10 to 20 days. So we're talking about, let's take a look at this penny stock called GWBU. GWBU is heavily promoted by Awesome Penny Stocks recently. Awesome Penny Stock is one of the biggest promoter in penny stocks. So there's a lot of momentum going on here. So on May 15th, this is a chart showing May 15th, the Awesome Penny Stock released news that they're pumping the stock here. And first of all, when playing gap, you had to look at your previous history, making sure the stock does gap. So this is a daily chart on GWBU up to the 15th. Fairly, except for this day and this day, the stock gaps up almost every other day. So every day except for 2 days. So out of 8 days, there's 2 days that gaps up. And for example, this one closed at 55 cents, opened at 52, so it lost a little bit. And this one closed at 66, but opens at 68. It's a red day, so on a red day, it's more likely it's gonna gap down. But it closed at 65. It opened at 65, so it's, you didn't lose anything. It closed at 64, opened at 68, closed at 71, opened at 71, closed at 67, open at 68, close at 68, open at 79. No, close at 79, open at 79. So up till the 15th, you have fairly good gap history that it's gonna gapping up. Another criteria we'll look for is have a good volume. So because the promotion, there's more than 20 million buyers or 20 million shares on that day, on the 15th. So this is the 15th day chart. Let's just focus on that one day. Let me change it to the 15th. When the promotion started. Let's see, can zoom in on that day. Okay, so this is the 15-day chart. See, there's a lot of volume on that day. 20 million shares being traded when the promotion starts. Awesome Penny release the newsletters, and towards the close, there's a lot of volume. So there's a lot of momentum. And another criteria you need is the stock needs to close near the height of day. The height of day of the stock being traded is around here, 1.58, and it closed, when it comes 10 minutes before it closed, it's about 1.54, 1.53, so it's near the high of day of that day. So it's looking good. If you look at the daily chart, candlesticks near the top, So it's closing near the high. And you also want to think what would happen 15 minutes into the close, right? So let's just look at that day in particular. Going very good uptrend daily here. If you look at 60 minutes, very good uptrend. It's more likely it's gonna go up, right? But you also want to watch out for news release after the close, so that can change things around. Like company can release earnings or have like merger impact, stuff like that, or lawsuits that can. But it's a penny stock. I don't see that much news coming out. There's no earning anywhere near that day, and it's being heavily promoted. Most likely it's gonna be good news coming out. So so the way I see it, it's pretty safe on that side too. And so what you can do is you buy, 5 minutes before the close and sell it at the open the next day. So let's see what happens the next day here. It gaps up. So it closed at 1.54, gap up to 1.6 at the open. About 4.5%. So, not that much work. Make sure the trend is up. The daily, have a good history of closing, good volume, and no surprises after. Make sure there's no news coming out after the close. Schedule news. That's the only thing you can do, right? You can't do anything about surprises. So this is one example from the 15th. Let's look at something I traded today. SYNC. This is a NASDAQ company, so there's more volume. And let's look at the daily here. Okay. Fairly good uptrend, you will say, except for, this a little back and forth in the last couple of days. However, if you look closely on the green days, it usually gaps up on the green days, and it even gaps up sometimes on the red days here. It only gaps down one time over here that I see, and actually that's maybe here. Close at 11.31, open 11.31. So that's a red day. It's more likely closed, but on a green day, it's very likely to gap up. I don't want to go into one by one again here, but if you pull up the chart, it's most likely to gap up. Except for that one day. If you, there's nothing 100%, and just like all investments and trading, nothing is 100%. Okay, so let's look at the volume today. Volume compared to previous days is not that high, but let me change back to past 3 days. Past 3 days, it's quite a bit of volume, right? Wait a minute, this is not right. This is still May 16th. So we want to do 23rd, which is today's date. So let's look at past 3 days. Volume's not quite high, but look at this volume after lunch hour for today. Slow, and then buying picks up. A lot of buying. You see a lot of volume picks up. The stock price going up. Demand always supply, right? Lot of buying. All the way to the close. Close very strong. 1 day chart is almost at height of day today. Look at the daily, close near the top of the candle bar. So you will say what happens 15 minutes. I saw this video from stockhaven.com. So he's always mentioned what happens at 15 minutes if you want to play gap. 15 minutes later, it's more like it's gonna go up, right? Not to say, 18 hours later, but 15 minutes later, it's gonna go up. So I'm predicting that this stock's gonna go up. Also, I'm not expecting any news coming out, no earnings, schedules, no merger acquisitions, no lawsuits, stuff like that. I'm not expecting, but there's always the unexpected. So you gotta take a chance always. But it's highly possible it's gonna gap up based on the gap history, based on the buying volume, based on the trend. And I bought in around 11:15, I think. I don't know exactly, 11:15, and it's likely gonna go up. See what happens tomorrow. ROSG is another stock I traded today. Awesome volume last couple of days. Before it's almost non-existing. So let's just pull up the 13-day daily. This stock has been gapping up except for the first day, and every day since it's been gapping up. I mean, 1 out of 6 days, 5 to 6 days gaps up. Look at the volume here again. Let's put 50-day volumes at the highest, except for the first day when things go crazy. So very good volume. So are those buying volumes? Let's see today what happened. A lot of buying after the open. Right here, stop goes up, volume goes up, very high. After lunch hour, around 1 o'clock Eastern, buying goes, price goes, volume goes, price goes. Even at the close, people taking profits, but price still goes up. Volume, people taking profits, people buying for gap. So I came in around, actually almost at the top, 11:30. So when I play gap, I buy at the last 5 to 10 minutes. I want to make sure the trend is going strong. Make sure I know that next 15 minutes, even after market close, the trend will still go. You can only make sure that when you buy at the last 10 or 5 minutes. If you buy too early here, you don't know, because people will take their profits here from 750. They make 50%. They might start selling. But you want to make sure there's enough buyers at the end of the day to push that momentum into the next day. So be patient. Wait till the last 10 to 5 minutes to buy for the gap. Again, not expecting any news, no earnings, nothing like that to surprise anything after the market close. So I'm anticipating this stock to gap up tomorrow. I bought in at 11.37, which is almost really high at the day. But based on after hours, actually hit 12.3 and then came down to 11.8. But most likely it's gonna open above 12 tomorrow. You take your chances, and these are really good chances. Very good momentum, uptrend. Something's going on with the stock. It's biotechnology, nobody knows, but something's happening, and you make 2 to 10% a day. 10-15 days double money. Of course there'll be bad days, but you don't bet everything on one trade. So but odds are in your favor. So yeah, that's this is my first video. Apologize if there's any thing that's unclear, and hopefully I'll be more experienced in the future to post more videos. And okay, bye bye.